Hello and welcome to another edition of the wonderful world of old sheet music, and I am your host, Nicholas Carroll. Today we are looking at another booklet rather than just a single sheet music. I think this one's especially interesting because this is a booklet that came with a purchase of a cable piano, and if you don't know, I'll tell you a little more about the Cable Piano Company in a minute. But first, let me show you this booklet. I'm trying to get it so that I don't have good lighting in here, but I want to make it so you can see this picture here in better detail. So we have, I guess, what is supposed to be a typical family, but I'm somewhat amused by the elaborate nightgown I think the mother's wearing. And then the father kind of standing here in judgment of their playing, clearly fascinated. We got daughter, I assume, playing the piano, and a little son watching. So you can see here it does say right on it, this is by the Cable Company. It is the 101 best songs. This is a revised edition, it says. So the Cable Company, of course, was quite prolific at that time. They built a lot of fairly cheap pianos. This was during the piano boom in 1922. This was published, this particular one. But you will see, well, I'll tell you because you can't see it too well when I held it up. It says this is the 21st edition of this. So they were giving these out for a long time. When they would sell a piano. So you would have something to play. What I think is especially interesting here is that they have a picture, an advertisement here for the two great factories of the Cable Company. The factory at Chicago, the factory at St. Charles, Illinois, and they have a picture of the cable building in Chicago. So hopefully you'll be able to see these. I know it's kind of dark in here, it's hard to see them. But they are pretty large factories, and that's how it was at the time. They were churning out pianos pretty quickly because they were really selling them to almost every home. And a lot of them are still around. As a piano tuner, I often do find cable pianos in people's homes that are from the 20s. And of course, now they're in very bad shape, being 100-some years old. On the back, we have another interesting advertisement for the Kingsbury piano, the Satisfaction in the Kingsbury. The Kingsbury piano was like the higher end model of the Cable Piano Company. They built pianos under a lot of different names. So here's what they tell you about the Kingsbury piano from their own writing. For many years, Kingsbury pianos have been recognized by musicians as instruments having a notable success record. More than 100,000 have been sold. They are in use in homes, studios, musical colleges, in every community, and they are giving the highest degree of satisfaction. In fact, the name Kingsbury has come to have a very special meaning to those most capable of judging the musical and constructive qualities of an instrument. Naturally, only pianos of superior merit could thus have held their prestige in these days of active competition. If you contemplate the purchase of a piano, you'll be interested in the Kingsbury catalog, which gives complete information about this home piano, in quotes. Use coupon on the last page of this book. Sure enough, here is a coupon for cable-made pianos. All are full value. And we'll see what this says. When you buy a cable-made piano or inner player, which is a type of player piano, you can rest assured that you have chosen an instrument of real value. It isn't luck or chance that puts value into cable-made instruments. It is 40 years of experience in the building of high-grade pianos, 40 years of honest dealing with the American public, combined with the vast resources and buying power of a great organization. As an indication of just how complete the cable line is, more than 70 styles of pianos, grand pianos, and inner pianos bear the Cable trademark. No matter what the particular style or price, you'll find a cable-made instrument that fits your needs. The coupon below, properly filled in, will bring handsome brochures and detailed information about the piano in which you may be interested. Of course, there is no obligation. If you want to be sure that the piano you buy represents the utmost in value and satisfaction, make your selection a cable-made instrument. And here we have the coupon itself says to mail this to the 1104 Cable Building, Chicago, Illinois. Simply, you are supposed to make a check in these boxes for either upright piano, player piano, grand piano, and you're asking them to please send literature, complete information about the instrument, and you want to know the particulars of their easy payment plan. So the coupon is not for money off of the piano. The coupon is basically to get a catalog telling you what piano you should buy. Here we got a typewriter, typed written note from the president of the Cable Piano Company. I hereby wish to express my satisfaction in your interest in a player piano recently purchased from you. And I guess it looks like this is kind of like a testimonial. So when it says president, it seems when I look at this closer, it has a Englewood High School up here. So I think it's supposed to be from the president of a school saying, you know, how satisfied he is with the piano they bought for their school. So back to the music thing itself, this little booklet has kind of a collection of songs. A lot of them are hymns. There are 101 songs here. It says this special collection of old favorite melodies, patriotic songs, college songs, and hymns together with some of the newer songs are unusually excellent. And they will mail you additional copies prepaid with 10 cents if you send in a letter to them. So I'm looking through here. A lot of these are fairly common and familiar tunes. I'm looking for any that might be especially interesting. There's actually a few that were in the other booklet I had used recently that was a little bit older than this one even. I recognize the Rocked in the Cradle and the We're Going Tentin' Tonight. Tramp, 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 I think might be a new one. It wasn't in the other book, so I might look at that one in a minute. But there's a good many that were in the other booklet, so it seems like you know, these collections were pretty consistent with the type of music they put in them. So when they say that they're unusually excellent, it's kind of interesting because it has the same stuff as the other book did. So let's look actually at this one. Where was that? I saw it and I lost it. There it is. Tramp, Tramp, Tramp. All right, here we are. I'm going to do this one. I think this one seems the most different and intriguing of all the ones in the list. This says, in the prison cell I sit, thinking, mother dear, of you and our bright and happy home so far away, and the tears they fill my eyes. Spite of all that I can do, though I try to cheer my comrades and be gay. Tramp, 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 the boys are marching. Cheer up, comrades, they will come, and beneath the starry flag we shall breathe the air again of the free land and our own beloved home. And the battle front we stood when their fiercest charge they made, and they swept us off 100 men or more. But before we reached their lines, they were beaten back dismayed, and we heard the cry of victory over and over, tramp, tramp, tramp. So within the prison cell we are waiting for the day that shall come to open wide the iron door, and the hollow eyes grow bright, and the poor heart almost gay as we think of seeing home, friends and more, tramp, 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 and so on. So clearly it's a war song. It does not have a date, and it just says GFR for the composer, so I'm not real sure who that is or what war this is about. I'll have to do a little more research on that because I don't know off the top of my head, and it doesn't tell me. Some of them do say, like this Yankee Doodle, it actually does say it's from 1755, but this one, no. So let's play Tramp, Tramp, Tramp. Let's see what this is like. a very typical 4-part style, nothing unique in it really at all. Extremely typical, safe arrangement, I would say. Kind of like you find in an older hymnal of certain traditions. They have very, very safe arrangements. Let's do one more in here. This one I saw sounded a little bit interesting. This is called "O Wert Thou in the Cauld Blast," and this actually was in the other book I had, but it wasn't one that I picked out, I don't think. So this says, "My plaidie to the angry eart, I'd shelter thee, or did misfortune's bitter storms around thee blaw," B-L-A-W, blaw, which I think means blow, "around thee blaw. Thy shield should be my bosom to share it The desert were a paradise if thou wert there, or were I a monarch of the globe, with thee to reign, the brightest jewel in my crown would be my queen, So it's almost lyrically, if you're familiar with Year Song by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Similar theme about that. Or were I a monarch of the globe. Same lyrical content, different writing style from the older time. And this one does say it's a Scotch melody. So let's play this one yet. So again, a pretty safe, standard 4-part arrangement. Some of them actually are too far apart for a piano player, so I kind of reached it, even though a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. Reach that far apart. It's almost like it's written for an organ, even though this is supposed to be a piano book. So there's a few other ones like that in here I noticed when I was paging through. So they didn't do a whole lot of editing, even though it says the 21st revised edition. Clearly they just picked songs that I guess they thought people of different customers would know. So if you bought your brand new Kingsbury piano, or you were interested in upgrading from a regular cable piano into a Kingsbury piano, you would have a song that you know probably in here, I'm assuming was the goal. So, there you have it, the 101 best songs. I will take a better picture of this and post it on my post. If you just watch me on YouTube, you probably won't see that, but if you're a Facebook follower, you'll have a better picture of that, because I know the lighting's not good here when I do these late at night. Hope you enjoyed.